What's up guys, I got a brand new video for you today. Today we're gonna take a look at Apple ProRAW again. It's been 6 months since I posted my last Apple ProRAW video, but this time we're gonna compare it to the A7S III in a portrait session. So this is a 12 megapixel camera, they're a little bit closer. In my portrait mode video that I posted also 6 months ago, a lot of people asked me why I didn't shoot ProRAW, and it was because I wanted to show the bokeh, the portrait mode, and what it compared to on a mirrorless camera. So this time we're not gonna have any bokeh in the shots, but we could fake it with the Focus app. But yeah, let's jump into the shoot. Are we already in RAW? Yes, we are already in RAW. This phone is huge. I kind of like that when you were looking down and you had your hands in your hair, like looking off to your right. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to match these perfectly, but I'll try. So yeah, just hold that. 3, 2, 1. So I was shooting telephoto lens there, so I gotta be around like 65 millimeter on the camera. There we go, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Obviously the phone isn't gonna have any bokeh in RAW mode. I was gonna say portrait mode, but it's the opposite. Yeah, looking down the path that direction. Okay, here we go. I wanna shoot from this direction so we get the sun. You like stood on this and I'm like underneath you. That's sick. There's more contrast on the camera, but I think that like once we adjust the RAW settings on this, it's gonna look good. I gotta get low enough to see the staircase. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. You can move around. Oh, the sun's back. When I said it wasn't gonna come back. Nice. I want to get this angle off the side of the van. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. I want to quickly jump into Lightroom here and show you the differences between the Apple ProRAW versus the Sony RAW file. And this is the Sony RAW file here. And basically what Apple's doing is taking a whole bunch of different exposures and combining them into one image, giving you all that data, kind of like a RAW file. So it's not a true RAW file. There's a lot of processing going on. And the cool thing is though, we have all the accessibility to all the same settings that you have in RAW files. So we can change our white balance, we can lift our highlights, lower our highlights, we can lift our shadows. But what's really cool is I can actually run all my presets on the Apple ProRAW images and they kind of react similar to what it'd be like on a mirrorless camera. So you can see all my presets here. These are my classic ports presets, and I've been using the CN1 preset. I do find some of the images go a little green in the shadows. I'm not sure why, but that's pretty easy to fix. You can just lift the white balance here, warm it up, and change the tint a little bit so they're not quite as green. And we can lift our exposure up a bit. That looks amazing. That to me looks exactly how I'd want that preset to look. Obviously I had to change some white balance stuff. I don't know why the Apple ProRAW reacts that way to it, but you can see that it gives you a good image in the end. Now we click on the Sony image, I go to my preset, and I'm gonna warm it up a bit. And now when I compare these two side by side, you can see how close the Apple ProRAW image looks to the Sony file. Obviously we don't have any background blur in the Apple ProRAW image, but I'm gonna show you later on how to do that with Focus and get a very similar comparison. Now if I punch in here, you can actually see how much more detail the Sony actually has in the skin here. You can see it's a little softer. And I talked about this in my Apple ProRAW video before, that Apple's doing a lot of noise reduction, and I kind of wish we had the ability to control how much noise reduction, because I feel like it's losing a lot of detail that way. You look so much more tanned in the iPhone shot. If you can spin in with me, like towards me, and then come out this way a bit more. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Cool. So I talked about getting background blur using the Focus app, so let's jump over to the iPad. I'm gonna show you how to get this closer to what a mirrorless camera looks like. So this is the iPhone image, Apple Pro RAW. I've done the preset and edit on already, but if you want to take it a step further and make it look more like a mirrorless camera, obviously there's no background blur in this image. There's a slight little bit, but it's not that much. If we go over here to the left, we can see this is shot on the Sony, and you can see how much more background blur there is and how it just makes the subject pop out of the background. So we can do this with Focus. We can open up the Focus app and actually mimic this look. So we click on the image, and it's gonna automatically see the face and go, okay, this is a person, cut this person right out of the background. So as you can see, it already looks really good. It's looking pretty much exactly the same as the Sony shot. There's a few things in the hair here that we might wanna fix, so we can go down here to the brush and just brush this section out here and make that hair come back. As we change the aperture size here, we can get it closer to what it actually looks like from the mirrorless camera. And I'd say it's probably close to something like that. And now when we compare these two, you can see the difference. So this was the Sony image and this was the iPhone image, and I'm gonna put them side by side. So from here on out, all the rest of the comparison images I show you are gonna actually be done in Focus. So it's gonna be really hard to tell the difference between the two cameras. Hey, how's it going? I need to jump in here really quick to talk about my good friends over at gearfocus.com. I've been seeing a lot of people trying to sell used camera gear on Instagram and Twitter, and I have a feeling that they might not be having the fastest sales that they want. And honestly, anyone that I see posting on Twitter, I basically tell them, try and sell your stuff on gearfocus.com because I've had good success. And so far I've sold over $4,000 worth of camera gear on GearFocus. It was a breeze, super safe compared to selling in person. And it's super quick to set up, and basically once you make your account, you can start selling your gear right away. The buyer and seller can communicate about the sale before it even happens, which is really nice. And if you've ever tried to buy used camera gear before, this is actually really helpful. And I just put up some Canon L lenses for sale at a really good price. I also have a bunch of other stuff up there as well. But there's tons of great deals on the site every single day, and I think it's just worth browsing to see if there's anything on there that you might actually find cheaper to buy used than if you were to buy it new. GearFocus handles all the transaction and money side of things, so you're safe compared to selling gear on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. And they only take a 3.5% transaction fee, which is definitely worth the peace of mind, especially when you compare it to eBay's insanely high fees. So make sure to check out my shop at gearfocus.com or just browse the site and see what's on there. The link's in the description. Thanks to gearfocus.com for sponsoring this video. And tilt your head off to the wall a little more. There's something super artsy about that. That's cool, right? I like this blue, with this blue and this is matching. And the random bricks.
Random red?
Yo, we just got all the colors here. You think we knew what we were doing. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. All right, I think we're done. You can find the best lighting in most random spots like this. And yeah, we got some good shots. We got some good stuff on the iPhone. We'll have to go on the computer. I probably already have shown some stuff on the computer. But yeah, that's it for this video. We're just doing the outro right here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it a thumbs down twice. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thanks to Kira for modeling. And thanks to Patrick behind the camera. Make sure to check out whatever he shot here because I'm sure he did some stuff too. Bye.